Welcome to Blade and Brush. I'm Mike, your wet shaver, back with another video. It is Tuesday, and while I would ordinarily be doing Tobacco Tuesday, I decided, you know what, I'm going to show you the first safety razor that I got when I started wet shaving with safety razors back in 2017. I think I've told you this before, but I decided to go back to traditional shaving that year after realizing, you know what, I'm spending way too much on cartridge razor replacements. And I had been perusing the shelves of Target for a while. I had seen these on the shelf and had been considering buying it, and I finally decided, you know what, screw it, I'm going to go ahead and get one. And the rest, as I say, is history. So the razor that I'm using is the Vanderhagen, or Vanderhagen, however you pronounce it. It's a rebrand of the Weishi 9306C, C standing for chrome. Now the Weishi is a Chinese razor. It is a twist to open, modeled on the old Gillette Super Speeds from the 1950s. It is apparently made of brass or copper and coated, I'm pretty sure brass, and plated, of course, in chrome. And as you can see, it's got a very nice rectangle knurling pattern, which gives it a fair amount of grip. It's considered one of the milder razors, and so not very popular with a lot of wet shavers who like something more aggressive. And it's also been, in my opinion, rather unfairly labeled as a beginner's razor or travel razor, and I don't think that's quite fair because it actually is quite good as a daily shaver, and I think deserves a lot of respect. But one of the reasons why I think it's labeled as a beginner or travel razor is because of its price, which makes it really more affordable to replace if it gets lost, stolen, broken, eaten, or whatever. And so I think that's where a lot of the reputation as a beginner or travel razor comes from. But like I said, it's really not a fair characterization because it's actually a pretty good daily shaver. I was using this until I got my Mercure 34. And I actually have a couple more Weishi razors. One is the long-handled black pearl chrome version of this. And then there is the Weishi Nostalgic adjustable safety razor, which I may go ahead and use on the channel either later this week or next week, depending on when I do my next video. Now I'm going to be using the pre-shave oil, or at least trying to. I think there's so little left in here, I'm pretty sure I might have to use my cube shave soap. But we'll see. And let's see, do I have enough here? Oh, yes I do. Quite more than enough, actually. Let me get some of that back in the bottle if I can. But yeah, Vanderhagen is actually quite well known for being a good budget shave soap and having good budget razors, but they're all relabels of other brands. They don't actually produce their own razors, which I can understand. I mean, they're a shave soap company, and in order to keep their products more affordable, they just find it easier to relabel existing tools and sell them under its own label. And while its existing line of soaps is quite limited in terms of scent profiles, because they really only have two. It's one is a deluxe and the other is luxury. I like both, but I prefer the luxury. And they both come in scented and unscented versions, but that's pretty much it. But in order to keep their soaps affordable, they really can't afford to branch out into a whole bunch of different scent profiles, because that'll just drive up the price. So I'm using my vintage Williams puck, which I think I've shaved with this before on the channel. Let me put it to you this way. This started off as a full-size puck. Yeah. Yeah, the Vanderweesche, as a lot of people call it, is sold under a whole bunch of different labels, including Microtouch 1. And then I think there's a Canadian relabel and then a bunch of European ones. And I think it does say something that such an affordable safety razor has so many companies reselling it under their own labels. And it really is a nice, effective tool that evokes memories of a classic safety razor. Back is itching. Wait. And not only is it quite warm outside, it's also raining. And my aunt's poor dog is hiding in the basement from the rain. She's got very sensitive ears. Anytime it rains or thunders or someone sets off fireworks, which people have been doing more lately as we get closer to the 4th of July, she goes hiding right down in the basement. It's so muggy out. And it's not even all that hot outside either. It's not quite warm enough to turn on the air conditioning. So I've just got the windows open and the screen door. Just like the residual sleekness on this vintage Williams, the more modern iteration, unfortunately, tends to be quite thin and weak. And dissipates rather quickly. The vintage stuff, not so much. Now the thing is, so it does require a bit more water than a lot of other soaps do in order to get properly activated. But if you have a puck of vintage Williams or even the newer stuff, and you only use it like maybe once or twice a week, it'll last you for years. Yeah, whether you get the Vanderhagen relabel or direct from the company itself, Vichy does have quite a number of finishes on this one. I've seen black and gold, black and bronze, gunmetal, black pearl, PVD, which is a matte black finish. And I think rose gold as well. Although I hate rose gold as a color. It's so stupid. Pink gold? Seriously? Or you can just get the regular chrome. But whichever color you choose, I would highly recommend it. The only thing I would recommend besides the Weishi is a nice sharp blade that'll go in it as well. A lot of people use a feather blade in here. I can't handle feathers or Dorco Prime Platinums. They're way too sharp even in a mild razor like this. At least on my skin. But an Astra Superior Platinum, especially the Russian-made ones, or Tiger or Tactile Platinum, which is the successor to Astra from the original company that made it. Now you could use those. And I'm using my Balsano razor blade. I continue to be impressed with the longevity on these. It's like if you're having trouble getting a hold of the Russian-made Astras, and you're not able to get the Tiger or Tactile blades, then I think the Balsanos are a worthy replacement, or alternative actually, not a replacement. Nothing can really replace a Astra Superior Platinum. At least the Russian or Czech-made ones. Union-made ones, yeah. But not the classics. By the way, I did actually manage to get an Astra razor. It is a plastic one made during the Soviet era, I believe, or maybe during the 80s or 90s, something like that. But it was all plastic with metal hinges and whatnot. It's very, very much a product of its time. Yeah, right there. I don't know if I plan on using it, but next time I open up a took of Astras, I might actually break it out and at least show it to you. Yeah, right here. The problem with a daily shaver is that the problem areas that your face normally has, you gotta go over them a bit more. But still, it's not bad. I mean, you don't want to skip a day with this. So it really is a daily shaver. But if you've got sensitive skin and fine whiskers, then a Weishi would be your go-to. And like I said, with the Van der Hagen label, I've seen this on online for like $15, $16, something like that. And if you go to like Walmart or Target or Walgreens or even CVS. One of the big box stores. You're likely to see it in the shaving section. But if you want my advice, I think you could do a lot worse than to pick one up, maybe two. Or if you want to get a Weishi directly from the website, or from a legit reseller, then I would recommend doing that as well. But you got to be careful if you're buying the direct Weishi brand, because brand. I cannot talk right now. But yeah, if you want to get direct from Weishi, you're going to want to make sure it's from a legit reseller, because there are a lot of copies out there that will market themselves, but they won't actually be that. And that's by no means a new thing, because if you remember the old Uncle Henry lockback razors, lockback knives, I'm sorry, the lockback camping knives, there were lots of off-brand copies, some of which are actually quite good. I got one as a graduation present from high school. All right, so we're going to use the Van der Hagen Soothing Post-Shave Balm. It's good for storing moisture after a shave. All right, so that is our shave for today. So once again, the razor was the Van der Hagen 9306 chrome-plated version. Soap was our classic Williams, and then of course our pre-shave oil was from Van der Hagen, and followed up with our post-shave balm. So, like I said, feel free to check it out. I do have resale links in the description below. So if you want to help out a small YouTube channel and help with the affiliate links, by all means, feel free. I mean, you don't have to if you don't want to, but it would be appreciated. So anyway, this is Mike for Blade and Brush, signing off.